All right, guys, this is Bill Rice, once again bringing you some lead generation sales tips here. And one of the things that I'm seeing in the community and comments and that sort of things is people are buying age leads and they're asking questions about how to warm that up. So again, the scenario could be buying age leads, could be actually acquiring a book of business. This is pretty common, particularly in the insurance industry, where you'll be given or acquire a book of business and you need to kind of work that in sort of a cold or aged sort of scenario. We could talk more detailed about that. Or you're just working your own CRM, your own database, and there's some contacts in there that you just haven't reached out to or been unresponsive for a long time. So I am going to give you my aged leads call script. And there's really more than just calling here. I've got some phone scripts in here, email and text message. And I'm a big proponent of using these things all together because of obviously just up your chance for success. So before I get started, if you want this exact script, everything that I'm going to go over in this call, I'm going to post this on Facebook. It'll probably be on YouTube as well. Just instant message me inside of Facebook, and I will send this over to you right through Instant Messenger. All right, you don't have to sign up for anything or whatever. Just want to get you engaged, want to get you guys started. And then if you see this on YouTube or somewhere else, just wherever that is, either reach out in the comments or DM me, and I will get you a copy of this. So it's pretty simple and short and to the point, so it's super actionable. You can just get in there and do it. So let me go through this with you so you can kind of hear it and feel it. So this is my phone script, and then I'll kind of analyze this once I sort of deliver it. But again, I ring up, go through my leads. I think it's really important to call and email and text message. The order of the call and the email, you could kind of debate this. I kind of like to call and then deliver an email, and I'll show you kind of how you could also do sort of a little bit of a voicemail there, and then a text message. But you can certainly mix that order around, and of course check with your compliance and your legal folks or whatever. But anyway, let's get into it. Phone script. So my initial call, I just say, and it's really, again, super simple, but you have to discipline yourself to deliver it like that, like this. So it's basically, is Bob there? So look at your lead list, get that first name. Is Bob there? Silence. And if you've seen some of my other sales material, you know that I'm a big believer in silence, just letting that question lay there. A lot of times with cold leads or age leads, people will try to rush in there and, hey, this is Bill, I'm from so-and-so lender, and I'm trying to reach Bob, and try to explain why they're there, instead of kind of going with this, hey, I belong here, this level of confidence and certainty that you belong there. So is Bob there? And then we'll just let it. So, if Bob answers, Bob's going to say, yeah, this is Bob, what's up, right? Or what's going on, or who are you, or something like that. We'll go through objections here in a second. If it's female, just by saying it like that, she's probably going to assume Bob knows who you are, and she's going to go get Bob, right? So is Bob there? Let it linger, silence, get a response. Hey, who the heck is this? Hey, Bob, this is Bill. I'm with Hometown Lender. A couple months ago, you requested a rate quote online. We never connected, but I wanted to see if you got the refi insurance policy done, whichever the product is. And then just, again, let it go, right? Silence. Let them fill in all the blanks. Now, there's a couple of techniques that I teach that are in here specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the burning question. This is Bill, just going to give my first name. Don't need to get, more personal than that at this point. We don't know each other. We're not best buds or whatever. Hey, this is Bill. I'm from, hey, Bob, I'm Bill. This is Hometown, I'm from Hometown Lender. And then the other thing that's really important here is within your leads, whether it's your database or your buying age leads, you should be given the date when that lead or inquiry was made online, and so you can reference that. So to tighten this a little bit, instead of a couple of months, I would probably say, hey, in February. So that way, again, they're going to probably remember that in February they were looking for insurance, or in February they were looking for a refi, and then you requested a rate quote online. Again, I'm assuming that you're generating a lot of your leads online, again, you should know where this lead came from. So you should be able to say specifically, hey, you asked for a rate quote online, even if you bought this from a lead provider, or if it's your own. Hey, back in February, Johnny referred you over to me and we never connected, right? So try to do as much as you can to be very specific. This is where I got you from, and this is what you requested, and this will be super powerful. And then we never connected. So even if you're buying data, you're buying aged leads or something like that, you never connected when they inquired, and you know that they inquired, and so you're just simply following up. You're just simply trying to find out, did they get it done? You're going to leave it silent. Now, big thing, I'm going to bring this up again, is you might go through some objections here, right? And there's really only a couple of objections you'll get. And then once you get through that initial objection, you'll move in to your, the rest of your typical script, because at that point you've broken through the cold call nature of this and you're off to the regular. So let's look at a couple of these objections, and then I'm going to highlight some key points here. Who are you? So this is the most typical. You called them out of the blue. They did do something. Hopefully you're getting your data in a legitimate way. You're purchasing good, legitimate data. So they did something, but it is natural for them to say, who the heck are you? Because it's been a while since they actually filled out that lead form. Then you just come back, just simple, and just answer the question. I'm Bill with Hometown Lender, following up on your online request, restating your online request for a rate quote. So restating, again, what I know about when you did it and what specifically you did. And that usually moves through there, though. Again, their brain will click. They didn't hear you the first time anyway. Everything will start to slow down. They'll realize you're not trying to put a high pressure on there. They're like, yeah, I did actually fill something out a couple months ago. Okay, all this makes sense. And then you guys can usually go into just a regular call script and just go into a regular conversation. Another thing that's pretty typical, and this is usually a defensive scenario, again, assuming that you're buying good, legitimate data, they'll just say, I didn't request anything. I didn't ask for anything. And then I just simply reply back there, again, trying to put an anchor in the brain and get that mind saying, okay, this makes sense. It's reasonable that this person would be calling me. And I just say, yeah, it was back in February. I just wanted to check back in and see if you got everything you needed, right? And again, so you can see in this second one, and the third one is really kind of to the point. A lot of times when people buy aged leads or they're working cold call or older data, they feel like they got to get every single deal out of here. But when you're working, older or non-responsive data, really your number one goal is to be filtering and sorting. And it is not to try to nail and do a hard closing on every one of these. So efficiency is everything. You want to get to that fast no, because there's going to be a lot of no's in this list. You want to get through to those no's as fast as possible. You want to get to those not interested as fast as possible, because they've either been taken care of, or that's no longer a priority, or they don't need you anymore. You want to get them out of the queue, and you want to move on to the ones that actually still have opportunity in them. Now, and these, again, we won't talk about it on this, but these all go into your lead nurturing, assuming they didn't, tell you to, do not call or unsubscribe or whatever like that. But if they just say, hey, I'm not interested, or it's not a priority anymore, I was sorry, taken care of, you can still obviously communicate with them. Again, all the caveats around compliance and legal. Let's get to the third and the last objection that you'll probably run into is just, I'm not interested. That's a beautiful response. That's a no. We're trying to get to as many no's as fast as we can and get to the yeses that are inside of that overall data set. Just simply say, okay, no problem. Have a great day. That's it. Just end it. Now, sometimes you'll see when they realize there's no pressure here, these guys will actually sort of come back to you. But man, as soon as you hear a not interested, that means I'm not interested, right? They're either irritated, frustrated, don't want to hear you, we're already taken care of, not a priority, a myriad of things, but a not interested is a not interested. So just, again, say, great, that was efficient, got them sorted, got them out of here, got them out of my queue, we're into a different sort of scenario for nurturing that lead, and I'm on to the next call. Okay, let's go through maybe a little bit quicker email and text messaging. So email, again, you can do one or the other before. I like to call first. Even if I'm leaving a voicemail, by the way, I'll leave just a similar voicemail to that phone script just to let them, hey, I'm trying to reach back out to you and check in on. That's basically the context of the voicemail. And then usually in the voicemail, I'll say, hey, I'm going to follow up with an email. Because I like them to hear my voice. That's one of the few times that I will actually leave a voicemail. Is if I'm working cold or age stuff, a lot of times I will go ahead and lay down a voicemail again, because I'm trying to sort. I'm trying to get some sort of response. They'll either call me back or at least they'll hear my voice and they'll know that I'm a friendly person, and they'll start to look for that email. So this is the second step after the call, but you could, of course, flip these. Some people would say, hey, I want to email them, figure out what's worth calling. Again, I think calls are still super effective on these type of leads. So again, subject line, just checking in. We're going to leave it a little bit open-ended, sort of personal. This is probably what a friend would do. And then you got to be really disciplined about not overdoing what's inside of this email. Again, I'm going to use a very similar script, right? Hi, Bob. This is Bill with Hometown Lender, following up on your online request for rate quote that you made you match that up with data in February. Did you get your refi squared away? Boom, leave it. Silence. We can use silence in email as well. A very robust signature block, right? We want to have all your contact information in there. Definitely put your mobile phone in there. Maybe even caveat that it's okay for them to text. You want to open up as many lines and channels of communication as possible with these type of leads. And then I'm going to follow up, usually just a couple or 3 days later. This is a pretty quick follow-up, is again, because they may just sort of just let it sit there and not really pay attention to it, so you want to quickly follow up. I use a reply, because essentially you're replying to the last or building on the last thread. So it'll be a reply, just checking in. So I'm going to use that same email again. Do you have any questions about refinance or insurance? Again, track back to the actual product itself. Always happy to answer questions. Just hit reply and ask away. Again, we want to keep the threshold, the action threshold really low on these things. So just hit reply, ask me a question. And so again, I'm trying to do sorting and filtering here. I'm not trying to close the deal with these emails. I'm just trying to sort through. Again, when you're working with old data, it essentially has no value, right? Nobody's watching it. Nobody's paying attention to it anymore in your organization. It's just free. It's just laying around. If you're buying aged data or aged leads, again, you're paying $1 or so a piece. So you can afford to sort through these efficiently to get to the goal, and you can let a lot of these just go away, or a lot of these just to stock, a nurturing database. So take advantage of that and go through these efficiently. And then the third one, this is the way sometimes people talk about a goodbye email. When it pertains to old stuff in your CRM or aged leads, I don't really like to do a goodbye, because I actually want to continue to communicate. Like I talk about, I'm moving these guys over into a nurturing bucket, where I'm going to give them some content and some educational material, and maybe a little less frequent, but I'm going to still drip on them. So I want to keep those lines of communication open. So this is the way I like to end this really quick, fast drip. And that is just simply save this email, put it right in the subject line. I'm always available to you. Save this email, put me in your contacts for mortgage guy, gal. This really works nicely, because then if you actually get them to put it in their contacts and they use that, when they're actually searching on their phone for mortgage, if you've ever noticed this, you will actually pop up as a contact above like web searches and stuff that they're doing. So that's kind of a little bit of a hack. Anytime you have a question, give me a call, shoot me a text message, email. Again, opening up all the opportunities, however they want to communicate, let them know that it's okay to use that. Here are all my details, and again, that robust signature block. Last but not least is a text message. Again, make sure that it's okay for you to use this. I do what I call a double tap here. Just simply say, hi, Bob, this is Bill from Hometown Lender. I give a break, a little silence if you're, so you just break it into two, because this is the way people text, right? They don't write paragraphs, right? Just tell them who you are, let that sit there for a fraction of a second, and then just say, hey, just following up in your online rate quote from a month, did you get your refi or policy? You could follow up with another one, when's the best time to call, or something like that. But this usually gets the job done. So again, they'll tell you, again, sorting, right? They'll tell you no, or they'll tell you, hey, maybe let's talk, right? So hope that helps. This is a super simple way but very actionable. You can buy aged leads, or you can get into your CRM database today. Do these things, and I guarantee you run 100 calls or so, and you're going to get a couple deals out of just something this simple. So hit me up in Messenger, or DM me, or ask me in the comments, and I will shoot you over a copy of this script. So hope this helps.